following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, let's
No, please,
Let's have it.
You don't understand. This is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it. Okay?
So Oz, this week we're going to be talking about some of the greatest, best, most memorable fathers and father figures in all comics. And Father's Day just passed. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Happy Father's Day to
Father's Day to everybody.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to you as well, Oz. And so my question is, who do you, just off the top of your head right now, before we really get into it, who do you consider some of the greatest father figures in all comics, Marvel and DC, and Dark Horse, and Image, and any other promotion?
Wow. That's interesting. I'm going to say happy Father's Day upcoming to my favorite regular guy, regular Scott. But before we get into that, so Marvel, I will say some of the best fathers, I will have to say some of the all-time greatest fathers would definitely be, unfortunately, we say Reed Richards because he's at least the smartest father anybody's ever had. Man, some good father figures from Marvel. I'm going to have to get back to Marvel, but I can tell you off the bat, the first person that comes into my head is one of the best fathers. People are going to be like, oh, Jonathan Kent. He's there. I'm going to say Alfred Pennyworth should get an awesome shout out for Father's Day. He, for the DC Universe, represents one of the best fathers around. We can get back to that. Now, Marvel, some really good fathers, dude. Listen, people can say for better or for worse, Charles Xavier, because he's a surrogate to a lot of people who don't have fathers, what you got to say about that?
Well, in the Marvelverse, and I'm surprised you kind of didn't mention him, my big father figure for me is Uncle Ben. I think he's...
Yeah, but see, I want someone that not passed away in that way, Yeah,
but I think him passing away is, really part of his legacy and why he's such an impactful father figure, because of the morals that he instilled in Peter Parker to be able to carry that on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel that, not disrespecting the fathers, but I feel that also Uncle Ben, man, give props out to him, dude, for sure. But I also feel that Aunt May is the person that grounds him. Because if he didn't have Aunt May, he could literally be the versions of Spider-Man that just don't give a fuck. You know, Aunt May centers him. So Uncle Ben is right, but I think Aunt May still is. It was a duo that raised him. It wasn't just Uncle Ben. You know, and I know we're talking about fathers, but I feel like, you know, she was the one that still carried on his legacy and was like doing that. That's why I knew he was there. I was just kind of hesitant to like throw him in the mix of all that.
Yeah, still for me, I just. And you're not wrong about Aunt May. Like, without Aunt May, Peter Parker is not Peter Parker. He's Harry Osborn or somebody like that, you know?
Yeah, dude.
But I still think that Uncle Ben's impact is just felt so strongly that they gave his arc to Tony Stark in the MCU in the movies. You know what I mean? Like, that's how impactful I feel like his arc is. Tony Stark was practically Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I can say, no, that's true. That's very true.
I mean, he was just, Iron Man instead of just being regular Uncle Ben.
I won't fight that at all, man.
But, as far as the DC side, Alfred Pennyworth, I think the only, you can make an argument for a few people, but I think one of the strongest cases is, besides Alfred, would be Bruce Wayne. You can question his methods.
Well, listen, dude.
You can question his methods, but he is a father figure for a lot of surrogates, kind of in the same way you say a Professor X.
Listen to me. For DC, dude, it is. The only reason I said Alfred, because I was trying to do something that was like all-encompassing for all of them. Bruce Wayne, whether they want to say it or not, he has been the father figure for so many people, dude.
And not even just the Bat family.
Explain.
I mean, think about it. He mentored Connor Hawke. He helped mentor Oliver Queen. Like, there's so many of those characters that look up to him. Even like the Flash, Barry Allen. Like, they all look.
I don't know if I call him a mentor or a father figure to these guys.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe a father figure is a bit much, but to some of them. But I think to some of the younger ones, like a Kid Flash or somebody like that, because they would be around. But I guess maybe that might be a bit much.
Yeah, that's a stretch too. Because if you're going to say that about Bruce Wayne, you got to say that about Clark Kent.
I would say that about Clark Kent when it comes to Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson said the only reason he became Nightwing was just to give respect to his to the two most important people in his life, Well,
that's what I'm saying. Superman was like a father figure to him.
Yeah, but he respects him in his ways. But and Dick's always looked up to that. That's so funny. But anyway, Dick Grayson has always looked up to him. But that's why I said, like, you have to immediately say Jonathan Kent and just there.
I mean, how do you top Paul Kent?
You can't, because literally, and I know if we did this show in May, we would have said Martha, but I would just say for Father's Day, if any other group of parents would have raised Superman, it could be disastrous to the world. It would be Brightburn for sure.
Well, look, before we get too deep into some of the best parents, which we've talked about, and before we start talking about some of the worst parents in comics, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. I am here with the comic connoisseur, the mighty Ozzy Killmonger. Ozzy, say what's up.
What is up, good people?
You can find us on Twitter at knee4Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. Email us at knee4Marvel vs. DC at godefylife.com. You can also download our show on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Overcast. Anywhere you listen to your podcast, we're there. Like, subscribe, give us 5 stars. Make sure you leave us a review. Tell us what you like, what you didn't like. We want everything. We want the smoke. Ozzy Killmonger is ready for the smoke after he took over the show last week.
Oh, man, do we have to mention that again, dude?
What do you mean? You wanted to take over the show? You thought it was easy hosting the show, found out it wasn't so easy, huh?
I found it was very. It was. I want to give. So I took over the show. I may do it again if I'm so inclined. The first attack doesn't always mean that you get the throne. You know, you gotta just go in and figure out what the strengths and weaknesses are. I did that with the first show. I will say that what you do, regular Scott, props and big ups to you every single week for what you do. Hold it down for all of us, you know. I appreciate that. But I will also say you're a control freak because I get it now. The power is very intoxicating. I felt like I literally thought I had the Green Lantern ring, you know. So it was good, man. It was cool. You know, it was good. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, we will see what happens, but definitely check that out. Last week's show, Ozzy Killmonger took over. Things definitely got flipped around, and if you needed you needed something to listen to while you take your showers or while you were cooking, that was the show for you.
If you needed something to listen to while you're changing your oil, on that one, go for it. And send us your emails, man. We had some good constructive criticism.
I had a real good email last week.
You know, it was awesome, man. We want to hear it. We want to hear it. That's, you know, we cannot say that enough. You know, if you're listening to our show, show your support. Hey, if you're listening to our show, show your support. And I'm going to have my Twitter. Hey, why you laughing, dude? Hey,
because no, you're not. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, man.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead and say shots fired now before I even ask the question.
Wow.
But look, let me ask you this: what?
Wait, hold on, before you say it, go ahead, say it.
No, go ahead.
Because I had myself all set and prepared because I knew what you were about to say.
So, what have you done on your Twitter for you to even mention it on the show?
Oh, man, thank God. I thought you were going to ask me what my Twitter name was.
Hey, while we're at it, go ahead and plug your Twitter.
Oh, are you serious? Keeping it real, keeping it strong. Hit up the real Ozzy Killmonger. That's Ozzy with 2 Z's. And you can find me on my Twitter at Ozzy Real. Let me give it to you one more time. At the capital OZZIE, capital REAL. Again, that's Ozzy Real, keeping it real. Hit me up right now, man. My inbox is overflowing. I got 3 followers.
You're on a roll.
I'm following one person. It might be Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I don't know if I want to put regular Scott on my Twitter, dude. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
All right. So that's his Twitter, everyone. that happened.
Why are you sounding so disappointed, man? I came there hot.
All right, word. Well, I got some news tidbits for us, so let's jump right into the news, shall we? How about some DC Universe news? I know you love yourself a good DC Universe.
Only if it's good news.
Well, here, Aqualad has been cast in the DCU Titans.
What?
Drew Van Archer.
Is he black?
Nope.
Oh. Flipping the script back.
Flipping the script back. Now, we're going back to the comics. I personally wanted a black Aqualad. That's just me. I don't have a problem with him being. I don't have a problem with him being white, but you know, yeah, that's just me.
Hey, can I say?
I'm sorry,
about
not
that,
Archer,
dude?
not Archer. Acker. Drew Van Acker. I'm sorry, Drew Van Acker. My apologies.
So, do you know what it would mean? We saw it in the cartoons. It's all good. But you know what it would actually mean to have a live action black Aqualad? It would mean so much to the rest of the world to see black people in the water, in the swim. It would get rid of so many stereotypes. They missed a really, really good opportunity with that, dude.
No, I'm with it. And we would have had another black character at the forefront because Aqualad is a forefront, or at least in Young Justice, he's a forefront character.
Yeah, yo, man.
But maybe he's
Yeah.
not. Maybe they're not planning for him to be at the forefront in this type of show, so that's why they didn't cast him. With
Well,
that
I
same
mean,
type
still,
of hair.
man. Hey, but peep game, dude. Think about it. I ain't talking about people of color. None of this POC stuff that's all PC that everybody's talking about. So you cannot count Beast Boy. Name off the black people who were in Titans. Name off the white people who were in Titans.
Starfire.
Right. Boom.
No, I'm not arguing. I didn't say anything about that fact.
You
But
know what I'm saying, man? All they had to do, just for shits and giggles, man. I'm sorry. Forgive me for the language. All they had to do for like laughs was just to put in Aqualad and make him black. Even the score, man. It's a gritty show. It's a gritty show that people are getting acclaimed for, dude. Why are you doing all this Superboy, all this stuff, man? Don't you, hey, y'all, DC Universe. I'm very close to being like, peace,
no,
I
he's
mean,
no, he's not.
Nah, I'm serious.
No, he's not. He's not. Hey, look, DC Universe. His money is yours forever. You got at least one subscriber for life.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you like this. Hey, don't think I'm some kind of sucker or some kind of poo putt dude where y'all think y'all can go ahead and put Black Lightning in DC Universe and think that's gonna make me happy. That's gonna make me even more mad. Y'all need to give props. You can do the right thing, man.
Well, it's too late now. He's already been cast. So.
I know he's cast, man. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine.
Maybe he'll die.
And then what? What?
Like maybe that's why they went back to the comic version because the comic.
That is not why they went back to the comic version, dude. It's fine, dude. It's okay.
All right.
Man, that's disappointing, dude.
All right. How about this? Let's go back. Let's go to the Marvel side of the universe.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So there's this rumor going around that states that old man Captain America that we saw in Avengers Endgame was in Captain America Civil War. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the old man Cap was one of the people carrying Peggy's casket at her funeral. What do you think? What do you think of that rumor? And there is a picture.
What?
Oh yeah, that it doesn't show his face, but you can see the back of his head, and it's eerily similar to Chris Evans portraying Old Man Cap or Old Man Rogers from Endgame. I personally think that works really well and would be really cool, and they should just go ahead and make that canon.
I mean, they have to do some post stuff with that, dude.
No, they don't. The person's already in there. Like, I don't even think it was meant to be like that, but it just sets up perfectly like that, and they should just leave it.
I think that is dang it.
What?
Hold on, I was watching something that said Old Man Cap makes his first appearance in the Marvel DC universe. They're joking on that cat, dude. I don't know, but see, I think that is us as blurs and nerds wishful thinking, But it's a beautiful thought, dude. Because that's what he wanted to do.
And I think it should stay.
I think if like I said, if they didn't do it, they should put it in the post. I'm rummaging through trying to see if there's any references. It's kind of nice, man. It's a good thought,
Well, I'm the man, so.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're right. I'm regular Scott. Here's my next little bit of news. This one's definitely gonna piss you off. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
You got a beer?
No.
You probably should, or you're probably gonna want one after this. So
no, see, when you say stuff like that, look, regular Scott. When you say stuff like that, I just sit back and go ahead.
Because I got a beer.
Damn.
All right, Macaulay Culkin.
Don't know.
Macaulay Culkin is rumored for guess who in Matt Reeves' Batman. I will let you guess before I tell you.
That face, dude. I'm going to tell you like this. They're going to put that dude just to piss me off. They're going to make him. Can I have 3 choices?
All right.
We can narrow it down to 2 choices if you want to.
All right, we can go. I'll go 4 choices. Let's go 4 choices.
Awesome. Okay,
right,
here it goes.
We'll go 4 choices.
The Riddler, the Joker, Commissioner Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. Oh
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
Yeah. I know
What?
they're gonna do something crazy
Commissioner
with him,
Gordon?
dude. I'm just so disappointed right now. You know, just the fact that he's
That's
there.
a hell of a
And-
statement
hey,
right
hey,
there.
Hey, shout out to Macaulay Culkin. No disrespect to him, but I was like, okay.
Hey, that's
he's
a
great
shots
actor.
fired. Like, I don't know, like, if that was a joke or what. But I don't know why, but I just feel like shots fired.
So you would say Commissioner Gordon and Batman are the same age, right?
No, I'd probably say Commissioner Gordon's a little older.
Okay, a little bit older. So,
To me. I mean,
What
they
age?
could be, but to me.
okay, that's fine. Macaulay Culkin and
Robert Pattinson.
they're roughly the same age, with Macaulay Culkin probably being older.
Who is your fourth choice? You said who'd you say again? Who are your choices again?
You said I got 4, and it's going to be the Riddler, Joker, Commissioner Gordon, or
Let's throw Harvey Dent in there. Which one of those 4 do you think Macaulay Culkin is rumored to play in Matt Reeves' Batman? Who is Home Alone gonna play opposite of Bruce Wayne, Robert Pattinson? Who is Macaulay Culkin gonna be home alone watching Robert Pattinson have sex with Kristen Stewart's Batgirl?
Two-Face.
The Joker.
I knew it. See, I first one I mentioned, they had to do it, dude.
It's
They
just
had
a
to do it
rumor.
because
It's
he-
just a rumor, so we're not gonna think too much into it.
Yeah, but you know
it's
what
a
happened?
rumor.
You know what happened? They saw him. There's a picture of Macaulay Culkin with looking scraggly, with like kind of a little bit of facial hair, but with long, kind of stringy hair. And I was like, man, he kind of had a little bit of a kind of if he could have like if he was hunched over, like maybe drinking some coffee. It was a really weird kind of paparazzi picture. When I saw it though, I was just like, man, he got some super villain tendencies right there. Like he looks like he could be a little sinister if he needs to be, you know.
Yeah, no, I got it. So you're okay with it? You're okay with him being the Joker?
Let me say this to you.
Come on,
why
dude.
aren't you? Why aren't you okay with him being the Joker?
What? You really think Macaulay Culkin could pull off the most iconic villain in arguably the most iconic comic book character of all time, and portray him on screen with the type of respect that he deserves?
So I want to do a little flashback in time. Now's a good time to go.
I'm sorry to
here.
pull an Ozzy Killmonger and cut you off, but before you do go back in time, Macaulay Culkin and Heath Ledger are not even in the same category as far as acting skill. You may continue.
Okay. So I want to do a little back in time. Please feel free to go brew coffee. Maybe.
Hey, I need a sound effect to like signify Ozzy rant coming. I need a sound effect.
Right. Maybe cut down a tree and make some plywood out of it. Now's the time. So there was once upon a time when, sorry about that, clearing my throat. Like when I was growing up, there was this show that I used to watch. It was short-lived. Man, that show was on Fox, the early days of Fox, lasted maybe 4 episodes, starred this like 2 white people, 1 black dude. The black dude was just kind of like, and it was set in like Scotland, and it was called Roar. And it was kind of sci-fi-ish, but it wasn't really. It was just set back in the medieval times. And they had the Druids with it. And the lead character was this guy, man. He was young, kind of had a little Ryan Gosling flavor to him. But I was like, he's got something to him, man. And there was one scene in one episode that was just like, God, this guy's a really good actor. I could feel that. But then it got canceled. And so the reason why it was called Roar is like whenever they were fighting, they would always roar. And the girl who was in it, man, she was awesome. She was a hot little redhead dude. But she was an archer. She was like roar and just like, it was good. So you didn't hear anything from this cat. Years later, he gets a couple weird little roles in like these teeny bopper things. You're like, ooh, yeah, this guy. Okay, whatever. Man, he's from Roar. That's what happened to him. Then all of a sudden, they see some potential in him, and they gave him the character of the Joker in Batman. That was Heath Ledger, by the way. So I just want to go back. You cannot say Macaulay Culkin. I'm gonna have to think about this really hard. But you cannot, about how I feel about him as a Joker, but you, regular Scott, cannot say he's not a good actor. This cat ran that.
I didn't say that.
Okay. So
I didn't say he wasn't a good actor.
You said that he cannot pull off one of the most iconic roles.
Yes, that does not mean I think he's a bad actor. Jared
Hold
Leto
on,
is not a bad actor.
Can Uncle Oz speak for a second?
No, you did speak, but I'm just rebutting what you're saying so you don't put words in my mouth.
Okay. I don't want to put words in your mouth, so I want to say it one more time.
Right.
You said he cannot pull off one of the most iconic roles, right?
Yes.
I
don't think.
No. You have a good point, and you're entitled to your point. I want to push back and go, he's pulled off one of the most iconic roles already as a boy. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, and so don't sleep on this cat, dude. All along, what people are like, hey, man, I haven't seen this cat in any films except for some weird films. This dude does nothing but theater stuff, man. Honing his abilities, doing his stuff, chilling, looking like the Joker in that picture that I saw way back in the day. You know, he's just chilling, dude. So I'm going to say this, man. People were boo-hooing Robert. People were like, oh, this is crazy. You know, I'm going to say this. As you get older, you get more conservative and you start hankering in. Forget that. I'm gonna see what's gonna go on here. They're gonna sneak some pictures out, and then people are gonna be like, "Whoa, what's up, dude?" Because I'm telling you, man, people are like, "Man, Jack Nicholson, he was awesome as a Joker." And then when Heath did it, they're like, "What?" And then we got to deal with Joaquin Phoenix coming up, dude.
No, I look. So let me put you on the spot. Go ahead. I want you to make a bold statement. Do you think Macaulay Culkin will be a good Joker? If he is cast as the Joker, do you think he would be a good Joker? Yes or no?
I'm going to say this right now. Macaulay Culkin will be a much better Joker than Jared Leto ever could be.
Wow, dude. Wow. All right. Okay, you called it. Hey, you were because it was either last week or the week before you said
Scott,
Robert Pattinson was going to be a really good Batman.
Regular Scott. Mark that day. Mark it right now. I said it. I'm not going to go all out and be like, yo, best ever seen, dude. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Whatever, I forgot that, dude. No. I'm saying he will do a better job than Jared.
Okay. I wrote it down.
I'm going to say it to you right now. Let's figure out what the script's going to be. Let's figure out what Batman we're dealing with. But I will say that to you right now, dude.
All right. Well, I'm going to hold you. I am 100% going to hold you to this. Because you've already...
Because in Uncle Oz's world, Mark Hamill is a better Joker than Jared Leto.
Well, yeah. Who doubts that? Who questions that?
Okay, so get up.
No, what do you mean get up? Nobody said anything about Mark Hamill. Nobody questions Mark Hamill being a better Joker than Jared Leto.
I'm putting them in the lines, dude.
Yeah, but you're bringing up one of the best. You're bringing up arguably the best Joker against Jared Leto.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just saying he was one of the worst.
Who's one of the worst?
You know, hey, Jared Leto was one of the worst Jokers ever.
Yeah, but that's like saying him being one of the worst is like saying it, like he's one of the shortest midgets.
Well, wait, no, not quite.
No, not quite.
No, that's not really accurate. But I get what you're saying though. But
Yeah, I don't think that one quite worked out like I wanted it to.
Yeah, you kind of had me lost, but I get you, dude. I get you, bro.
Well, I'm just saying, like him being the worst in that category is not really that bad of a thing, because he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
He was bad, dude.
No, he wasn't bad. At least he didn't have his
Joker with
mustache.
gold
He didn't have his
fronts.
mustache dyed.
Joker with gold fronts, bro.
What about Joker, who has his black mustache dyed?
Oh, the Sid or
Yeah,
oh,
the
yeah,
OG
man, but
Joker.
You know what I'm saying, dude? Come on, man.
All right. Moving on. Let's shift back to the Marvel universe.
Please feel free.
All right, I've mentioned this a couple times, and it looks like yes, the rumors are that Marvel is officially eyeing John Krasinski and Emily Blunt for Fantastic Four.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I've said this months ago. I'm pretty sure I mentioned how Marvel was drawing them in the likeness, or to me at least, and a couple of other sources they were. And I mean, I think that's a great move. I think he can pull off Mr. Fantastic. I think John Krasinski could do it easily. Emily Blunt could easily pull off Sue Storm. That would be no problem.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all about what they do with the outfits and everything else, man.
Absolutely, and the story.
For sure.
Stories key.
The same thing with Macaulay. It's the same thing.
Well, Macaulay's
whatever, dude.
Macaulay's his own thing. That was a bold. Like, I don't think that's a bold statement you made right there that Macaulay Culkin would be a good Joker.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. What do you mean? That's a bold statement.
That him be better than Jared Leto, regular Scott, dude.
Dude, what?
That's like saying
Dude,
toilet
what?
paper. That's like saying toilet paper is better than sandpaper.
It is better than sandpaper.
It is exactly, dude. It will wipe it both will wipe your butt, but you the one that's a little soft, right, dude? No, dude. Fact, man. Come on, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Come on, man.
I mean, come on, man. Pull up some pictures of Macaulay Culkin just chilling, dude. I feel like he could pull it off. Hey, all of our listeners, chime in.
Yeah, please let us know what you think about Macaulay Culkin.
Hey, so why didn't you give the other piece of that Fantastic Four news? Who else they are eyeing?
That was all the news about it.
No, not at all. They're also eyeing Liam Hemsworth too.
Where did you get that report from?
I got this from hey, shout out to Superhero Breakout.
No, that's a completely different report than I have then.
No.
Yes, it is. What do you mean? I'm looking at my source right now. It's not from Superhero Breakout.
My no, man, that's fine. It's okay. But yeah, I just came across some news. What? Oh man, took over the show one time. Now I feel all empowered and everything. This is why they didn't want to free. This is why they didn't want to free the captured Africans, because they knew that a little taste of freedom would just turn you out, man. So I got a report. Let me see where my news. Oh, there's an awesome picture of those two, and her hair is dyed blonde. It looks good, dude. It looks good.
Oh, it's from We Got This Covered, but it also says that Hemsworth is not interested in the role, and the rumor was something that is old, and they were just piggybacking.
All three Hemsworth brothers have played at least one major character.
Right, but I'm looking at the article right now that says he's not interested in the role, as details are scarce on the Fantastic Four reboot. So.
Yeah, and they said that they're interested in a few young actors, but they did mention him, and I saw a picture of him, and I like it. Looks good.
Right, but so they're not eyeing him. They're not eyeing him in the same role that they're eyeing John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. He's just a list of names. So it's completely different than eyeing someone.
Oh no! I mean, hey, I mean, regular Scott, just be like, I think what I'm hearing you communicate is you going, wow, Uncle Oz, I can't believe you're ahead of the news for once. That's really cool. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro.
No, I wasn't saying that at all.
Oh, for real?
No,
okay.
not at all. Because that's not what it said at all. It's two completely different things.
All right, listen to this. Human Torch. Who's this cat? Dacre Montgomery. This is someone's dream list. Regular Scott, listen to this dream list, okay? John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Emily Blunt, Human Torch. Who is Dacre Montgomery? You ever heard of that guy before, or that person?
What are you talking about? Are you just reading somebody's thing?
I'm reading somebody's dream list, and then
who's dream
the
list?
Thing. This guy, man, named Spreaker. Hey, listen.
So just some random.
The Thing. Guy? Yeah, random. The Thing. John Cena.
John Cena.
John Cena. Yeah. And then Dr. Doom, Keanu Reeves. Give me a break, dude.
Well, you picked some random person. What do you like? Why would you expect it to be good if you pick some random person's list?
Okay, check out this. This is one other guy's name.
So you're just picking random people's list and reading them?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, dude.
No, this is
Zac
weird.
Efron as Johnny Storm.
Uh-huh.
How's that? I mean, it's kind of wild. It's a little something different.
I don't know what's going on right now.
I'm just reading off random people's of their dream wishes. I'm just going, this might work actually.
Okay. I'm down for Zac Efron as Human Torch.
Oh, okay. So can I throw out a name for you for The Thing and see what you think about it?
All right, let's do it.
David Harbour.
The Hellboy?
Yes.
No, I'm tired of Hellboy.
Sheriff. And the sheriff.
Yeah, I'm tired of Hellboy.
He sucked as Hellboy, didn't he?
I didn't see Hellboy.
He was horrible. Hey, but he might be an interesting thing, dude.
Give me Ron Perlman.
As The Thing?
Yeah. He's going to have CGI on him anyway.
Yeah, but I just feel like he's a little bit... No, actually, Ben is a little bit older than... No, he's the same age as Reed because they were in college together.
But he's going to...
I feel like Ron's...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I feel like they're going to have him in CGI anyway, so they can change his age. He'll just have a deep voice.
Yeah, dude. I don't know about that. Hey, I got something that you might like, though. You want? I got one cat that had an interesting person for the Mole Man.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dude. I love this. This is awesome. I love this. I might stick with this Twitter thing.
So you like this? You like this fantasy casting?
Yeah, dude. It's better than. Hey, it's much better than fantasy football. Let me tell you that. All right. Hey, this is my last one. But you ready?
Okay.
Mark Hamill as the Mole Man.
I don't think I could.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I could see him as the Mole Man.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
dude?
I'd see Luke Skywalker or the Trickster.
Nope. Hey, I got an even better Mole Man for you. Ready? Danny DeVito, the Mole Man.
Absolutely. What? Come on, dude. I got one for you. Liam Neeson as Hawkman.
Dude, in another Justice League movie,
he is rumored to be Hawkman in the upcoming Black Adam movie.
Wow. Well, he's immortal, can't die. You know what I'm saying? So they'll play that angle.
And while we're on DC,
okay.
Colin Farrell is being eyed to play Constantine. What are your thoughts, comic connoisseur?
Nah, hold on one second here. Colin Farrell, eh?
Hey. Colin Farrell, eh?
No, dude. Not with it, man. Not with it. You know what? I'm going to say this, dude. Peace. Yeah, good-looking dude. He gets his movie roles and everything. Hey, man. Anyone who has any disagreement, hit me up, please. Let's go. Keanu Reeves was awesome as Constantine.
Keanu Reeves can't do everything.
Hey, dude, and then I'm going to say hashtag Keanu Reeves can do everything. But it's cool. I get it. I don't want to see Colin Farrell in the role of Constantine. No. I feel like he'll overplay him. You know, Constantine is a very subtle dude.
Hey, look. All right, here we go. You have to cast Colin Farrell in a role.
I do, man. So what would you have thought of if Colin Farrell would have been cast as Hawkeye on the very first one and ran through the whole MCU?
I like Colin Farrell, so I wouldn't have had a problem with him being Hawkeye. Me personally,
right.
I think he would have been I think he could have been a good Bucky Barnes.
Dang, dude, that's kind of nice.
Like I think Colin Farrell would have been. I mean, Sebastian Stan is really good too, but I think Colin Farrell would have been a good Bucky Barnes.
He's awesome. I think. Hey, Regular Scott, go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, I mean, I just think he could, like you said, he gets really into his role, so he could portray that, you know, fun-loving, protective older brother kind of guy to Steve Rogers at the beginning. He could play that, and then he could play that zombified, focused on his mission, you know, little BA that the Winter Soldier was too.
Oh, dude, and then he could have paid the. And listen to me, I'm looking at his face right now in Wakanda.
Yeah, easily.
You know,
easily.
You know, I'm totally watching this cat in Wakanda right now.
So that would, if I had to cast him, I think Winter Soldier, from what we've seen from his arc and from his movies, I think Colin Farrell could have fit into that role very seamless.
Oh, that was awesome, dude. I agree with that a lot. At one time, I was like, see, here's the thing. That cat could also easily play a Captain Boomerang too, like the right way.
Wasn't he Captain Boomerang in Daredevil?
He was just actually he was a Bullseye.
He was Bullseye,
and he was terrible in it. He was terrible. Bullseye. He was terrible in that part.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah, he was horrible.
True that.
Totally overdid it, man. I was like, chill, dude. Take it down to 3.
Well, see, and that's another reason why, back to my Winter Soldier thing, that zombified type of thing would work, because he would have to tone it down, yet he would still have to put his acting chops on, which is kind of what he wants to do anyway.
I know. Yeah.
You feel me?
Oh, I hear that. I hear that, dude.
Do you hear that?
All right, anyway, moving on.
All right, so I got a question for you.
I'm here.
I'll ask you right after this commercial break.
What?
We'll be right back.
Yo, what up, my people? This is J.R. Glent from Defy Life. If you're looking for an in-depth, honest, at times hilarious conversation on anything from current events to sports to entertainment and more, check out myself, Alvin, Thomas, Gerald, and Yosh on the Defy Life podcast. Dropping every Wednesday, available at GoDefyLife.com and everywhere your favorite podcasts are available. And as always, if you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?
never born. I attack without warning. This is not around the horn. The mother shows whack, a lot of yawning. You really want to be the best, got to pay the price. We make winning look easy. Welcome to Defy Life. Defy Life.
All right, and we're back. Definitely check out the Defy Life podcast. Those guys are awesome. It's speaking of, before I get to the question I wanted to ask you, Oz, speaking of the Defy Life podcast, definite big shout outs to my homeboy West Coast Jay, the Golden State Warriors fan, West Coast Jay. Just a quick shout out to you. I just wanted to check on you, make sure everything was okay. I know it's been a little rough over there. Ever since the King of the North came down and took his crown. I just wanted to give a shout out to West Coast Jay. Shots fired. Sorry about that. Shots fired. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Is this about soccer? Wait, I'm sorry. Is this about curling?
Yep. Yeah, curling.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm with it, dude. I know what all the kids are doing nowadays. I'm a big fan of
curling. Yep. Shout out to Kawhi Leonard. Shout out to Aubrey Graham, man. Shout out to Wheelchair Jimmy. Walking around with that trophy like he played a game. Get out of here. All right, sorry.
Trophy. This obviously must be about badminton.
Basketball, dude. Basketball. All right. So
I started with a B and an A. I was close this time.
Yeah, closer than I thought you would be. So here we go. Before we finish up with our main topic, which is, we got to get into the worst fathers, I want to read an email, if that's okay with you, Oz. That was my question.
Wait, time out. We got another email?
Well, yeah, that was going to be my question. Did you want me to read the email?
Well, yeah, man. Wait, hold on. We got another email? Of course read the email. I can't wait.
All
hold on. Who's it from?
Oh, it's from a favorite, Steph Blurdy.
Wait, hold on. Steph Blurdy sent us another email?
Yeah, Steph sent us another.
Oh, dude. Listen, man. You got to read it, dude. I can't wait.
All right, so here's what it says. Hey, guys. You asked for me, so here I am. Number one. He likes to put his stuff in bullet points, too, for some reason. So, number one. If Nightwing led the Justice League, then I'm rooting for the bad guy. What's the difference between Terry McGinnis and Dick Grayson? One's Batman Beyond, and the other's a sidekick forever.
Oh, this dude is going all in.
Well, here's my rebuttal to that. Clearly, they haven't read the Batman run of Dick Grayson as Batman. Black Mirror, one of the Dark Knight's greatest stories, is all about Dick Grayson under the hood. Just a couple little things like that. Let's also remember that he was the leader of the Teen Titans, the Titans, kind of where the sidekicks grew up and became their own heroes. He was also one of the first sidekicks to really kind of do their own thing and be successful at it. He's endured so much more than most sidekicks have and have come out on top. Like, he's gone through a lot of BS, and yet he's still one of the more popular characters in comics. So, to his Terry McGinnis argument, I will argue that Dick Grayson, again, is one of the most influential comic book characters of all time.
I had to take a sip of beer for that. Now, Blurdy, I'm going to have to go all in on you when you sit there and attack Dick Grayson. As Regular Scott said, and I will reiterate, he is a sidekick. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, wait, hold on, wait. But he's done something that no other sidekick has ever done. He has died and come back to... Oh, yeah, he's died and come back to life. Every other sidekick has done that, too. Wait, I know what he's done. He has taken the mantle of his mentor and become that, and then come back to being Nightwing again, or just come back to being the original character. Oh yeah, there have been other people who've done that too.
What other sidekick has done that?
Bucky, the Winter Soldier.
That was a retconned universe, though.
No. He, for a short time, took over as
Yeah, I
Captain
know,
America
but that was a
when
retconned universe because what?
Okay, here, let's put it this way.
I mean,
I
like
will
you
say
talking
this
about
again.
a retconned universe. It's not
I'm
even
gonna say this
canon.
again. You listen. You can find that. Listen, man. Like Regular Scott has a good point. There are some really good, interesting. Damian Wayne is Wayne as a Robin. Dick Grayson as Batman. There's some good stories. But dude, come on, Blurty. You're right. You're right.
You're not right.
The only cool time I've ever seen Dick Grayson was on Titans. And now that I know there's not going to be a Black Owl lad, I'm skeptical.
Oh, hey, great. I'm glad you're on Steph Blurty's side. Let me read the rest of the email. Number 2. The only people who want to listen to Ozzy Killmonger talk about old cartoons are in a nursing home. Regular Scott, please don't ever let him control the show again.
Okay, so obviously Blurty has some issues, and the only thing he's gotten right so far is Dick Grayson. Hey, listen to me. Let's be kind to our geriatric folks that like the old cartoons, Blurty. I understand you may not have been like born before the new millennium, but that's fine. It's cool. I'm old, and I celebrate my oldness. We grew up with crazy cartoons. Our crazy cartoons that we watch help you all have the crazy cartoons that you watch.
And Blurty, if you want, you could always listen to the Big B interview where we talk about, some of the cartoons that Oz grew up with that were classics. He mentioned like 2, while me and Big B rattled off names after names after names. So,
but your
again,
classics are my classics.
To your point, Blurty, you're absolutely correct. The nursing home, they don't even know what a podcast is, so they're not even listening to the show.
Man, Blurty,
shots fired, man, from Steph Blurty.
Hey, Blurty, so far you're 2 for 1. Go ahead.
2 for 1. All right, number 3. What's with all the hate coming Black Lightning's way? I get the hate for the show, but the comic book character would whoop everyone on Team Arrow's butts.
Oh, Blurty, let's get this perfectly clear. With Green Arrow and even Red Arrow, Speedy, whatever you call the dude who's on speed, literally, man, Black Lightning would take them all out. Young Justice Black Lightning, Justice League Black Lightning, Black Lightning on the CW, every incarnation of Black Lightning takes out Green Arrow. No, man. That's obvious, and that is true.
That is not true. Black Canary I would take Young Justice Black Canary over Young Justice Black Lightning.
Okay.
Any day of the week.
Here's
day
my
of the
thing,
week.
Dude. Good, because I love that. You know why? You would get beat any day of the week. I want to remind people, hold on, excuse me. This will be a perfect time for you to go make cheese. Or, I don't know, maybe dig a hole to China. You could probably get halfway through by the time I'm finished. Look, people sleep on Black Lightning. The original Black Lightning. I know people are like, oh, he used to wear a mask that had an afro attached to it to hide his identity as a teacher. Cool, whatever. As his powers evolved, listen, this dude he's in sync with anything that's electrical. He can ride currents through stuff, dude. And in water, he is even more lethal in everything. Dude, oh my God, he can literally charge the air around him as a force field. Your arrows ain't going through that, man. I'm sorry, dude. And Black Canary, man, human beings, as we have learned from science, of you guys, and for the young people, Blurty, from the Matrix, we're made of electricity, man. He controls all that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so people have made Parmesan cheese. It's great. So listen, Black Lightning takes out all of them. And if you want to get even ruthless, all I hear is these 2 little girls going, they're attacking my daddy. Let's get them. Come on, dude.
Okay, so no, that's wrong. But we'll agree.
Say why. Say why.
Because Black Canary, first of all, hand to hand, that's no question. I don't think you can argue that.
Wait, say what now?
Hand to hand, I don't think that's a question. I don't even think you can argue that.
Do you understand that you're saying hand to hand combat, right?
Right.
You're doing hand to hand combat with a dude made of electricity.
Right, but you're missing my point. Purely hand to hand combat, Black Canary is superior to Black Lightning.
I get you, dude, but
hold
Black
on.
Lightning is more than
I'm
that,
explaining
dude.
my point. I'm explaining my point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's the beer.
So no powers. I mean, I'm going to get back to powers. No powers. Black Canary would wipe the floor with Black Lightning.
The conversation to me does not exist without what their powers.
No, but it will when I bring it full circle. I'm just making my rounds right now.
Sure.
Okay, so we agree on that. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. So where you're giving Black Lightning the edge is because he has powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If Black Lightning, if they're going to fight each other, Black Canary is obviously going to come prepared. I mean, let's just be real. Like, you're not going to go fight Black Lightning and not come prepared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong?
Yep. No, I hear what you're going. Keep going. Okay. I hear what you're about to say.
So if really all I need to do is be able to nullify electricity, a current running through my body, is what I'm hearing from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is for you to be able to elicit that electric current, right?
Yep. How would you do that?
So, I mean, it's pretty easy. You rubberize your suit.
Yep.
Yep. And
so
then we just hand to hand you, and you're done.
Yep. Yeah. You have a good point. So let's get back to what we need to talk about. So you rubberize your suit, and your suit has no ports or holes for you to breathe or anything like that, right?
Oh no. There's definitely somewhere for you to breathe.
Okay, cool. He sends a current through that. You're done. You're incapacitated. I don't want to hear about this rubberized, like, I made this rubberized suit. Hey, I made these arrows.
But what you're saying he doesn't do. Like, he doesn't do these things to characters that you're saying.
Dude, so hold on. I'm strictly talking about his powers. I'm not talking about what you see him do when he's a poo putt in these shows. I'm talking about what his raw powers are, man.
Yeah, but you're not controlling him. So if he doesn't do that, then he's not going to know to do that.
Again, as it's done, he's not given his proper respect. When you think of Electro, when you think of any sort of lightning person, you would think you should start thinking of Black Lightning. He controls lightning. That's the thing.
He ain't taking out Black Canary.
I'm a bum you out real quick.
You're not gonna bum me out.
If you want to really get down to just straight up like science and laws of the science. So there's an old thing about Magneto. There's an old comic book where Magneto threw a lightning bolt at the X-Men. People are like, what the hell? He's a master of magnetism. How can he do that? The thing goes, all currents of power are connected. So his magnetism does produce an electric charge. So he can do that. So I'm gonna flip the script on everybody, dude. If he can do electrical powers, man, he can do EMPs to anybody he wants to anything he wants to. Yeah, man, this guy is a powerhouse, dude. I'm over it, man.
You can be over it all you want, but it doesn't change the fact that he doesn't. But he doesn't, like, he's not portrayed in this way that you're speaking of. So you can't envision him like that.
No, dude, I'm just saying. No.
I mean, like, you're envisioning him as this, like, almighty, powerful dude when he's not, though.
Hey, Regular Scott, first of all, I'm not going to try and get angry and get upset and just quit the show. But you cannot impede on
was that
my
a shot
artistic.
Fired?
No, you can't impede
was
on
a
my
shot
artistic
fired.
license, dude.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're
You
absolutely
know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm an artist, man.
No. On that, you're absolutely right. You're right. You were painting a picture right there.
You can't impede on my nerdism, man. I want to just give people facts about. Hey, do what you will with it. I'm not gonna let people sleep on Black Lightning, man.
All
Yeah,
right.
people be like going like, "Oh, well, you got shell shocked and Young Justice." Man, I'm
He
gonna
did
talk
get
about the
shell
real
shocked,
Black
didn't
Lightning.
he? He did get shell shocked, didn't he?
I know he did, dude. I'm like, God damn, are you?
I don't want to hear
Black
nothing
character?
about this dude being able to beat Black Canary.
Well, man,
I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Yo, man, all I'm saying is season 1. Young Justice. Shout out to Young Justice. I'm looking at you, dude. I'm not trying to judge because I love y'all, DC Universe, but yo, man, one season bad guy, Black Manta. Second season bad guy, Aqualad, until it turns out that he's not a bad guy. Third season Black Lightning, Shell Shock. Yo, man, y'all got to come correct, man. Y'all got to give me as reparations.
Oh, you're right. It's been 2 black people as the main villains.
Yo, keep game, dude. As reparations,
You're
y'all
absolutely
gotta,
right.
As reparations, regular Scott. DC Universe, Young Justice, y'all gotta make Icon. Y'all gotta show his full power and just bring him to the forefront. That's what y'all gotta do. I will accept nothing less.
You know exactly what they're going to do exactly with Icon, what they did with him on Justice League Unlimited, and have him show up, stand there, and just talk really smart and not fight at all. That's what they're going to do with Icon.
Hey, regular Scott, basically they had this super powerful person show up, pass gas, and then leave.
Seriously, that's all they did with him.
That's all he did.
I don't think, did he fight? Does Icon have a fight scene in Justice League
Man, I
Unlimited?
think I saw that dude throw a punch at something, and it might have been a sucker punch. He threw it at the air. I'm just saying, dude.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to Steph Blurdy's email. He's still got 2 more things on here.
Oh, please! If the other 2 are about you, I want to read them. If they're about me, I can't take it, dude.
All right. Number 4. Explain why Purple Man is the best villain, this is at me, in the MCU. Have you ever heard of Thanos, Bushmaster, or even Kingpin? Let me address that. I'll address that. I did last week. I did say that Purple Man was arguably one of the greatest villains in the entire MCU, and I do stand by that. Now, I was very careful to say arguably because I think besides Bushmaster, I don't know why you decided to include him in this list. But Kingpin and Thanos,
dude, that came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I don't know where Bushmaster came from. Bushmaster
on,
isn't even as good as Cottonmouth.
Hey, Blurdy, are you just saying that just because you want to throw in a little Power Man thing?
Yeah. Anyway, Kingpin and Thanos. Okay, you've got an argument made, but to me, Thanos is out because we've seen two different Thanos at this point from 2 different timelines, and I still don't understand how the one from the past timeline is just super strong with no gauntlet. It can destroy Cap's shield with a sword. We'll get into that. That's a whole other topic. Kingpin, that's an interesting one. That's a strong case. You got a good argument. You got a good argument there. You got a good argument there. But I don't think anything tops what Purple Man was able to do to one of the more powerful characters in the entire MCU psychologically, which is almost more important than physically.
Can I give a shout out? Can I give a little rebuttal? It's rare that I want to take regular Scott side, but here it goes. Blurdy, listen to this part. I dig it, dude. Bushmaster, Kingpin, I hear you on that. And Thanos, I'll get to Thanos. Kingpin is out of the question because Purple Man can control Kingpin, and that's it. It's a done deal.
I don't think that makes Kingpin less of a villain because Purple Man is
No. He's a great villain, but I want to talk about Purple Man's ability. He would try that on Thanos, and I probably think it wouldn't work. But can I hit you up? Can I, if it's okay, indulge me with a little Black Lightning information real quick?
Okay.
I'm sorry about this. It's the beer. It's probably the 8th beer that's got to me, but it's okay. So I want to read something real quick about Black Lightning, that just so everybody know what's going on here. Ready? So Regular Scott has a good point. You know, Black Canary, they would prepare for this, you know, school teacher who has 2 powerful kids to attack him. But how do you prepare for this, though? Besides being able to control electricity, Black Lightning can turn into electricity himself. In his electrical form, Black Lightning is almost invulnerable. He can't be hit with physical objects, can't be poisoned or infected with any diseases, and he doesn't need air, food, or water to survive. He can go through conditions that would normally kill him, and even in the space as electricity, and survive. He can shoot himself across vast distances in electrical form, but also travel the same way as regular electricity can, by jumping into electrical cables and or wires. Black Lightning can move through the power system as fast as sparks can. In this form, Black Lightning can pass through walls or solid objects and can move extremely fast. With his powers over electricity, he can also make magnetic fields. Let me say that again, I'm sorry. With his powers over electricity, he can make magnetic fields and allow himself to move and control objects. We cool?
Yeah, we're cool, but
hey, wait. We cool?
Yeah, we're cool, but that still
Okay,
doesn't.
good.
First of all, that still doesn't change anything that we said, because again,
Dude, you said you said my girl is in a rubber suit. I don't care.
But then I also said that he is not portrayed in that way. If they fought in Young Justice, she would give him the business.
Yeah, you covering tracks. I get you, man.
I'm not covering tracks. I said that to begin with.
I know you did, but all I want to do is just go. The original statement: Black Lightning would run. Hey yo, Blurty, that was for you. Black Lightning would run through. Man, the next day you would see Jefferson Pierce being like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Yeah." Oliver Queen said all his stuff is mine. Cool. Okay, and then he said, "Okay, well, I guess we'll call this. We'll change it. Queen Corporations to Pierce Corporations." Yo, man, give me a break.
No, this is Uncle Oz's fantasy booking. This isn't one of Uncle Oz gives away $1 million. This is Uncle Oz fantasy books Black Lightning.
Uncle Oz has many fantasies, but I'm stating straight up.
You're not, because he's
canon.
never been displayed like that.
I get you, bro.
Like I don't know what else I need to say. Like, he's never been portrayed as this powerful guy that you're describing.
With his electrical power, he can create huge wall or bubbles of energy, which can take punishment in his place.
Name one time he's done that. Name one time he's done that.
These force fields can be used to block incoming fists, bullets, or other physical attacks, including cars that try to run over him. The fields block energy blasts from weapons or other
And yet this guy is always getting beat down, comatose, and comas, all this, but he can do all this
Black
incredible
Lightning
stuff.
Can then make himself stronger,
Right. Yep. What else can
faster,
he do?
heal quicker, and produce more lightning. His powers allow him to absorb energy in order to make himself stronger.
Of course he can.
Yo, man.
Look, that's cool. That's a great Wikipedia page. But when it comes to Showtime, he does none of that.
Oh, yo, that's cool, man. Yo, man, hey, DC Universe, CW, I get you. That's the whole point. They sleep on that dude, man, when he could be so much.
He's not like that. Like, just because he's got a cool Wikipedia page means nothing. Let me read. Let me read. Oh boy's last thing, man. I'm all fired up.
Hey, yo, hold on. And shout out to Black Lightning, because he's a father figure to Static. If we're gonna bring it back to father figures.
All right, yes, that was a good full circle right there. Lastly, this has been a hell of an email right here, Steph Blurty.
Oh man, I hope he goes in on you. Please let him go in on you.
Did V's go missing like good Star Trek writers? It's almost like we haven't seen him in 20 years. Guys, it's always a pleasure. Stay nerdy, my blurties. Steph Blurdy. And that was clearly a shots fired at Uncle Oz.
Oh, no way.
So, there's that. I'll let you rebuttal that one.
Hey, Regular Scott, all jokes aside, can you help me pull this arrow out of my heart?
I just want to know how V's keeps getting mentioned.
Dude, man.
All of a sudden now everybody want to know where V's at.
Hey, hold on, wait. Hey, it's called Steph Blurdy. Is it Steph Blurdy?
Yeah, Steph Blurdy.
Yo, Steph Blurdy, if you are V's.
You think it's V's? You think Steph Blurdy is V's?
Hey man, on the DL, dude. I think Steph Blurdy might be V's.
Nah, I think the name Steph Blurdy is too clever.
Yeah. Hold on, but see, here's the trick. Here's the trick. This is the trick. I bet you Steph Blurdy is actually Steph Curry. Steph Blurdy is either the real Steph Curry or he likes your golden dudes. So
no. They're not my golden dudes. That's West Coast J. I'm with the North.
Hey, Regular Scott, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. I don't want to be associated with the Warriors at all.
I feel like he is a Golden State Warriors fan. He obviously has bad taste and prefers Star Wars over Star Trek, but is very smart and wise in every other aspect of everything. Especially with everything he said about Regular Scott. Dead on, spot on, Steph. Yeah, you know what? I concur with everything he said. Again, minus the Star Trek thing.
Yeah, I concur with everything he said too, including you never hosting the show again.
Wow, that was really painful and hurtful. And I just want to say, I want to try and do a better job of taking over the show again. But then Regular Scott said something to the effect of, what does that mean over my dead body? That's kind of weird. I would never host over your dead body. That's kind of weird. Right. But anyway.
Well, that email took a lot more time than I thought it was going to. So we need to finish up with our worst father figures in comics. Hey, because
Steph Blurdy went all in, dude. Hey, yo, see, that's
if you send us an email, we'll read it on the show and we'll talk about it. Send us emails, Steph Blurdy. We appreciate you. Keep sending emails.
Hey, man, hey, I think we need to give Steph Blurdy some swag after this one, dude.
We might. Steph
Blurdy. Hey, Steph Blurdy, hit do me a favor.
Hey, you can't hit Ozzy Killmonger up on Twitter.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait, Steph Blurdy, hit me up on Twitter and give me and DM me, and we'll get you some swag. That way, that will just that's a good
nobody's DMing somebody with 3 followers. That's weird. Nobody's doing that. You don't ask nobody to DM you till you get at least 100 followers.
Hey, Regular Scott. I don't even think I have 3 followers.
Okay, so what we're not going to do is have anyone DM you for a while until we work on that. All right, let's talk about the worst fathers in the world. I haven't even done the one's gotta go yet. I might not even get to that today.
No. We can get to it. Okay, worst fathers. Hey, okay, you in the DC, who's the worst father for you?
In the DC universe, the worst father to me is Bruce Wayne.
Okay, here, flip this.
I know I said he was one of the best, but he's also one of the worst too. To his biological kid.
Over Lex Luthor. Over Slade Wilson.
See, Slade is hard on his kid, but Slade also loves his kid, and his kid is better for that.
Wait, hold on. Slade has 2 kids.
Yeah, I know, but I'm thinking more so of the daughter.
Okay, good. So that must mean he's a crappy father if he can't even think of his kids.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. But I mean, Bruce isn't that great of a father to Damien.
No,
either, though.
you've been waiting. You just been waiting to hit up. You can never. So here's the thing, Greg. I mean this as an intervention in the best way possible. You got to get over this Dick Grayson thing, dude. You won't even give Bruce Wayne his props because you give him some love saying he's the best father, but you're like, but if Dick Grayson ever had a kid. So you got to get over it.
I don't think Dick Grayson would be the greatest father either.
You know what? I will say this. There have been some story arches that they should explore. I feel like Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon would make awesome parents.
I don't know if Dick Grayson would be a great parent though. I mean, he'd be a fine parent. He'd be good, but I don't think he'd be this great parent just because his personality is more so kind of. He's got a little bit more recklessness in him that I think people give him credit for. He's a lot more crash and burn.
But Barbara, when she's on rooftops having sex with Bruce, I have always thought this, that Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon were both on the spectrum, so if they had kids, the kid, at least one of the kids would be meta, just because of the nature of how, Dick Grayson is almost meta with his acrobatic abilities. Even Bruce Wayne is like, Bruce Wayne is not openly, but he's commented to his father figure, Alfred, just saying that what he loves about each one of them, and some of the stuff I think he made up just to be like, yeah, I love this about you, but you're an asshole, or jerk.
That was
so
Damien.
He loves, he loves Damien at the core because that is his flesh, I think, but he loves Tim because he said repeatedly before that Tim Drake's mind as a detective, he's got he's more of a detective than Bruce Wayne will ever be. He said his mind works amazing, and then what he loves about Dick Grayson is just not the fact that he's the first and kind of did his thing and didn't go off the wagon or anything, but he loves Dick Grayson's acrobatic abilities. Like Dick Grayson, the thing that when Dick Grayson took over as Batman, he was swinging and all this, even Jim was just like, who are you, dude? Oh, got you. He's so mobile, man. He's he's feathery. He's very feathery. I would imagine seeing him in action versus Bruce Wayne is seeing a very feathery Batman who's very light and strikes hard and light,
No, I get that. Another worse, I think you've got to mention Aquaman. He's
terrible.
He let his son die, so
I feel he didn't let him.
He didn't let him, but he died. And you know who else I'm putting on there?
That's rough.
You know who else I'm putting on there? Barry Allen.
Why?
What do you mean? Barry Allen ruins everything at least once.
But that has nothing to do with him being a father.
Well, he's a terrible father on the CW. I can tell you that.
Well, dude, you're just trying to hate on that dude.
I like Grant Gustin. I think he pulls off Barry Allen really well. I just think the character is poorly written.
I'm gonna say in the MCU, I don't think Howard Stark is such a great father.
He's not.
But
if Howard Stark was not the way he is, Tony would not be Tony.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's not good, but we could definitely be in a worse position without Tony.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hank, what about let's see, who else is a really bad father? Where would you put Black Manta and Aqualad? Where would you put that relationship?
Dude, that one is just inherently jacked up, man. Because it just feels, and I don't care, man. I don't care what you want to say if it's a bad representation of black or whatever. But, man, it just feels from the get-go, from day one, Black Manta his end goal, even having sex, loving this woman who like is from who's from Atlantis, this Atlantean woman. Yo, man, his whole thing to me was just he hated the land world. He was just full of all this stupid rage, and he just wanted to go somewhere different. And I feel like he never loved her. I feel like he loved the fact that he found something different and new. And because if he did, man, I think there's a difference between Arthur Curry's father and him, where, you know, Black Manta gets a chance to go have a taste of this world, you know, and Arthur Curry's father is just like, wow, you know, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I feel like Black Manta is a crappy father, you know?
No, I get it. I was just curious where they fall in the spectrum.
He's horrible. He's horrible, dude. I feel like he might be up there with Brightburn's father.
We don't need to get into that again, because clearly we were on two completely different spectrums on that one.
So there's hold on. There's some other ones too, man. Hold on. Like a really bad. Oh God, dude! Look, man. Norman Osborn.
Oh, and Harry.
Oh,
yeah, that's a bad one too. That's a pretty bad
terrible
relationship. You know what? I think Reed Richards and Franklin Richards isn't a great relationship either. I know you mentioned that earlier because he's the smartest, but I don't think that's a great relationship. Doesn't Franklin end up becoming like a nihilist or something? Not a nihilist, but
no, dude.
Galactus.
Dude, let me help you do something. Reed Richards with any relationship is not good.
But doesn't Franklin become Galactus in one of the timelines?
In Earth X, Franklin Richards becomes Galactus because it's just needed because Galactus like died or something, and he needed to be able to control the celestial egg that is in all the planets that he eats.
That's the comic connoisseur right there.
Yeah. And
all right. What about? Oh, go ahead.
Good. No. But it is sad too, dude. Because like this cat gave up his son, gave up his girl, became the fucking terrible. Oh, sorry for language. Became the.
Yo, you can curse. Why do you keep doing that all of a sudden? You can curse all you want, dude. Let that tongue fly, dude, and say what you want.
I know. I want to try and not curse something, but here it goes. He became Dr. Doom. He became everything he hated, man. I'm like, thank you, Reed Richards, for fulfilling your prophecy. You being the smartest man alive, this is what you do.
How about Professor X and Legion?
Hey, man. How about Professor X and Onslaught, dude? There
you go.
Yeah, he's like, to what you said, Bruce Wayne. He's good and he's bad.
There you go.
Yeah, all these cats are always like, "Oh, you're my child."
How about Wolverine
else?
How about Wolverine and Daken?
Dude, he drowned his son.
He drowned his son in a puddle.
Yo, dude.
How about that one?
Hey, Old Man Logan. You need to come to terms with that too, bro.
What do you mean? Him killing everyone?
Yeah, him killing his son, dude. He's like, oh, I killed all the X. I was like, yeah, and your son. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I got it. I get it. I mean,
I don't ever hear Old Man Logan crying. He's like, oh, I didn't fight the bad guys. I just wanted a simple life because I killed all the X-Men and your son.
Well, I'm sure he's thought about his son.
Dude.
Or at least we can hope.
Man.
How about Mystique and Nightcrawler?
Yeah. Oh, God. That man. Well, hey, Regular Scott, the only way you're seeing a bad father is if she turned into a dad, you know.
I should have mentioned Azalea, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying because Mystique was pretty much mother and father. Let's just keep it
you should have just been okay. So
All right. How about Magneto and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch?
Dude, you are pathetic as a dad. You know, hey, master of magnetism. Why don't you master fatherhood?
Thanos, Gamora. What do you think?
Oh, say it. And Thanos'
Nebula.
son.
And
Oh
his
no,
son.
dude! And Thanos' son, who finally beat the hell out of Thanos.
How about Peter Quill and his father?
I get it. Hey, I got one that's messed up for you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm all ears.
In Ultimate, I think it's in Ultimate. Listener, hey, all our listeners, please correct me. In Ultimate Avengers, Ultimate Captain America, before when he goes under and is trapped for a while, he actually has relations with Peggy, and they have a child. Peggy doesn't know what to do with this child, or he does with a woman, doesn't know what to do with this child. The government takes the child, and they do nothing but experiments on the kid from age of 3 days old till when he's 15. At the age of 15, he fakes all his tests because he knows they're testing him, and he decides to kill everybody, which is over 200 people in this facility. He later becomes the Red Skull. That's in the Ultimate Universe. So
What they got to do with Cap?
we can say Cap is a bad father because it was.
Oh, come on, dude! Now you're just trying to hate on Cap. How you just gonna bring that around and hate on Cap?
I mean, because
Come
it
on,
was Mother's
man.
Day, I would put it on Peggy, dude. I'm sorry, I'm just saying.
Would you put it on? Put it on them. How you gonna do that to Cap, bro? Come on, man. All right, you know what? I'm done with the negative father things because of that. All right.
Okay, hey, one's got to go.
Oh, you got one?
No. Oh.
Because I got one.
Oh, wait. I'm all ears, and I will. Give me a second. I'll have a good one to go for fathers.
Okay. Here's my one's got to go. I went with sequels. Okay, so I went with sequels.
Oh wow. Okay.
The Dark Knight, Winter Soldier, John Wick 2, The Raid 2.
The Raid 2.
Why?
Because the Raid 1 was so much better than Raid 2.
Okay, one's got to go from these three. John Wick 2, Winter Soldier, The Dark Knight.
Dude.
Dun, dun, dun.
What's that? John Wick 2, The Winter Soldier, The Dark Knight. The Winters.
Wow.
The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight.
Wow. Arguably the greatest comic book movie of all time.
You ain't taking nothing away from John Wick 2, dude.
Okay. So you're going with The Dark Knight.
I just recently watched John Wick 2, and I was like, I know it is some John Woo stylish violence, but that was awesome.
So you're going with The Dark Knight.
Yeah, yo.
So you don't want to keep.
But think about it, regular Scott. If you said one's got to go and it's gone forever, without John Wick 2, I can't have John Wick 3.
Yeah, but you're also getting rid of the greatest Joker performance we might ever have, live action.
You mean besides Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, true that. Yeah, true that. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin, man. Home Alone.
Okay, here. Can I just do a really quick? One's got to go for fathers.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm all ears.
Hey, I'm just gonna just so I can be kind of stupid and just kind of make you like mad.
Okay.
Odin, Jor-El. Hey, what?
I mean, you took a dramatic pause right there, so I didn't know if you had left me or not.
No, I heard you stutter. Like, I heard you go, oh, what? So, Jor-El, Odin, Reed Richards. And the last one is going to be I don't even want to say it. It's so simple. Bruce Wayne.
And one of these has to go?
Yeah, you're like, I know what you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, wait, Gone Forever. Hey, Gone Forever, and like
so that means all their kids are gone, all their accomplishments are gone.
Dude, if they're gone forever, nothing else ever existed.
Okay. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be great, dude. Actually,
right, I'm gonna go through them all. Jor-El.
Yep.
You know, if he's not there, we still got Kara. Kara's still coming to Earth, so we still got our Superman. Odin. Thor's pretty valuable, so Odin might need to stay. Reed Richards. Fantastic Four, the First Family. Without them, there's a lot that we lose, but there's a lot of problems that don't happen because of Reed Richards. He's kind of got that Tony Stark effect in the MCU live action, and Hank Pym kind of has in the comics. They're geniuses, but they cause a lot of problems.
But I wouldn't say problems. I think they cause ripples.
They might whatever you want to call it.
Reed Richards calls ripples.
Whatever
Pym causes problems.
Whatever you want to call it, they are a beacon for trouble.
Okay, that's fine.
Whatever you want to call it. And Bruce Wayne's staying. Like I don't have my favorite comic book character without Bruce Wayne. So
that's great. One's got to go is what I asked.
Well, I've pretty much narrowed it down. I said Bruce has got to stay, and I said Odin's got to stay. So now it's pretty much between Jor-El and Reed Richards.
Yep.
And it's tough because I'm not a big Superman fan, but I know how important the First Family is. Jor-El's gone.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So, I like that. I'm not going to even break it down to like 3s and 2s and 1s. I just want to put this out there. I like everything you said because if you Reed Richards, right? He, again, I get back to it. It's because I'm a super big blurred. Unstable molecules. He's the reason why everybody has suits that don't burn up when they use their powers. He's like the First Family of the Marvel Universe, the really one that sparked everybody else to be like, let's do this. Let's go out and be innovators, you know.
Gotta have
including Iron Man. I would also say when we came down to Jor-El, dude, you said you said who's Jor-El's gone?
Yeah, for me, Jor-El's gone.
Okay.
And I said that because we still have Kara. Kara's still coming.
It's fine. Yeah. Hey, you can't get rid. If you get rid of Odin at the basis, you have no one who's protecting Midgard through all those battles before Thor, and so Midgard is already destroyed and taken over. So you got to have Odin. I'm sorry.
I kept him too.
Okay. I'm moving back to Jor-El, and then my last one was going to be I had Jor-El, Odin, Reed Richards, and
Bruce Wayne.
I see. Here it goes. It's a classic. If you get rid of Bruce Wayne, how does that affect the rest of the DC universe? Right? You know what happens with Robin?
Unparalleled ripple effects. You want to talk about a ripple effect?
Well, I want to just bring something out. Just one real quick thing. When it is said, when the Legion of Superheroes come out and they do their thing in the 31st century, they're inspired by superheroes like Superman, Batman to a lesser degree, but they remember Superman because Superman has traveled through time. Superman has been influential from the 20th century to the 30th century. So I would be inclined, I'm getting rid of Bruce Wayne.
I disagree with you because I think Kara could have filled Superman's role just as well. And let's keep in mind, which is kind of goes with our theme of Father's Day, you know, of the fathers and stuff. Superman is who he is because of his parents, not because of Jor-El.
Oh,
like as far as his personality, as far as his personality, and as far as him, being able to communicate and relate to humans, all of that is from his parents here on Earth, not from Jor-El. So most of that would depend, as far as Kara goes, when she lands. All of that is going to depend on who she lands with and how she's raised.
Right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Before I get back to Jor-El, Kara, she came here as a teenager. She would not be a Superman worthy of the Legion of Superheroes legacy. She would be out of control. She would be crazy with all these powers and everything. Okay? Remember that part. The other part is this. You can say what you want about Jor-El, but Jor-El's the one that launches Superman for our Earth, dude. Yeah, without him, if you can't get rid of that guy, dude.
No, you can't, because we still have Wonder Woman as far as somebody being able to go toe-to-toe with Supergirl. We still have Shazam. I'm talking
about the legacy of the future. The legacy of the future is the Legion of Superheroes are inspired by Superman and these other cats, and Superman doing his thing like that. And you can take it back to Superman going into the sun and powering up the sun, working the sun. Dude, the legacy of Superman outweighs the legacy of Batman.
I disagree with that. But tell me, why couldn't Shazam or Icon, why couldn't one of them fill the role that Superman was?
Right, but they're not Superman.
But why couldn't they be?
Because it would take both of them to fill the role of one of them. We're Batman, whether you like it or not. Batman is just immortal. I always go back to Thor. I always go back to Thor. Is it called Butcher of Gods? Anyway. I always go back to the Thor story, which is really good. Maybe it is called Butcher of Gods, but he's King Thor now, and there's no more. There's no Odin Force. It's called the Thor Force because he's been around for so long. And he goes, "I have fought beside men and women who I barely remember their names." And he's like 10,000 years old. Superman will feel the same way about Bruce Wayne when Bruce Wayne is nothing but dust.
Right, but that does not change legacy because someone lives longer. That does not impact your legacy. Like that's just a cool story you told.
I know
that was irrelevant to.
It is totally irrelevant. Batman is this human mortal.
So who could you get to replace Batman? What human could replace and be as impactful and leave a legacy as strong as Batman?
I don't.
You can't name one. You can't even think of one.
Oh, okay, Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson wouldn't be around without Batman.
I mean, he still would be around.
No, he would not be a superhero without Bruce Wayne and Batman. That is my point with Bruce Wayne.
Okay. Well, here's the bad part of it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get you upset because I know how easily triggered you are. What if we don't have Dick Grayson? Who cares?
I know, but it's not about Dick Grayson. You're making this about Dick Grayson. I'm talking about...
No. I don't want to make it about Dick Grayson. I want to make it about all these guys. Like, the whole Batman clan. If they're gone, who cares?
So
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it matters a lot. I think part of the biggest
31st, even the Legion of Superheroes in the 30th century, there's not much mention of Batman. There's still mention of Superman all day long.
Here's where Batman's legacy is most impactful. And it's something that we've both talked about and spoke of multitude of times with plenty of different guests. His most impactful legacy is being a man among gods and being able to hold his own and even have those gods fear him. That is arguably his greatest legacy and something that no other mortal, no superpowers could be able to do.
Yes.
And there should be something said about that.
I think you think that I don't want to give my just props to Batman and to Bruce Wayne. I want to give ultimate props to that guy. I want to make sure everybody knows that this guy, his compassion, his mind, his willingness to train his mind and body to the peak of human perfection, and to rise above this kind of tragedy that he dealt with, and to make this family when he had no other family. It's amazing. It's great. But I want to get back to the basics of this. One's got to go. You take away Bruce Wayne, you're fine. You're okay.
You think you're fine.
300 years from now, you're okay. Okay?
Okay.
All right? You take away Jor-El, you take away the basic guardian of the Milky Way and beyond. Batman's awesome. Batman's awesome on Earth. Let me give you that right now. He's amazing on Earth. I'm sure there's some parts of the Amazon forest, some tribal people who have never seen the light of like cameras or cell phones or anything who know about the legacy of Batman or Bruce Wayne. That's amazing. That's great. But there are planets that have been saved by Superman. Okay, let's get back.
There's also a lot of trouble that Superman has brought to the. I mean, seriously, like how many beacons has Superman set off?
Hold on, Regular Scott. You really want to go there right now?
Yeah, I want to go there. And his threats are a lot more earthly than Batman's are.
Okay, you want to go there?
I do want to go there.
Let me hip you to a game real quick, okay?
Come on.
Batman is the cause of all those freaking criminals.
But they're all city criminals. They're street level criminals that can do nothing but take over a city.
But Gotham is inherently mystical and a vortex of evilness or stuff. And Bruce Wayne is trying to contain it, powers be, but he causes all that.
Right, but you
would talk about cause and effect. He's the cause of everything.
Right, but it's only in the city. Superman's problems become world problems. Brainiac tries to take over the world because of Krypton.
Well, no, not because of Superman. He tries to take over the world because he wants to because Superman's there to help. Hold on. World A, if you want to get real, and this might help your argument, but I think it's going to kind of defend mine, the Joker killed Lois Lane in Metropolis and made Superman go ballistic, dude. What?
My point exactly. No. You're right. You know what, Oz? You're right. Your point exactly. Because if there's no Jor-El, there's no Lois Lane to kill. Because there's no Superman for to be in love with her to take over the world.
Well, let me help you out,
Injustice
sir.
2
Let me help you out, sir. If there is no Bruce Wayne, there is no Joker. Remember the dude who kind of threw the guy with the red hood into the vat? Remember that cat? You remember him, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, get up, man. Get out of here.
There would be no Doomsday, Lobo. None of that is happening without Superman.
Wait. Lobo and Doomsday still exist,
but they're not coming to Earth.
What you meant to say is there would be no Earth.
No, they're not coming to Earth. Lobo comes to Earth as a bounty hunter for Superman. He doesn't just come to Earth just to come to Earth.
Right, but check it. he still is around.
But he's not coming to Earth.
Superman contained him when he came here.
But he came for Superman.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just he came for Superman. So if Superman wasn't on Earth, he wouldn't have come to Earth to begin with.
Yeah, your point makes no point.
No,
so.
it does make a point. It makes it just like your point about Thor being like, oh man, I'm 500 years old. I can't even remember the guys I was fighting with when I was 75.
10,000.
Whatever. Okay, 10,000. Even more so. All right. Well, that was a very spirited argument. I might have a topic for next week. Maybe I'll do the world without Superman and how I would imagine it, and you can give us a world without Batman, and let's see which one is better.
Hey, Steph Blurry, let's see what you got.
Yeah, we gave you plenty of material for this one. All right, final blow time. Oz, what you got for the final blow?
Whoa. I've been watching Swamp Thing. I really appreciating that. It's been good. Man, I can't wait for Young Justice to come out. Other than that, I will be watching Godzilla. I'm a late bloomer. I'll be watching Godzilla, Men in Black, and something else. Hopefully this week.
Great. My final blow is I picked up Invincible today. I found
like number one.
Yeah, I found a clearance copy of that, so I'll be reading that. That's a great graphic novel if you haven't read that.
It's a good ride, dude. It's a very you're in for some very surreal stories, and it's good. I look forward to talking to you about that. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I also I ruined my old number one of Hush graphic novel number one of Hush, so I went and picked up a new number one and number two of Hush. So I'll be rereading that as well, and just a little tidbit for all the listeners out there. The next time I speak to you all, I will also be joining the Father Club. So I will be having my first kid by the time this podcast drops. So, that's why we kind of did the Father's Edition there. So we got the little one coming. He's definitely named after a comic book character of my liking. I'll just leave it at that.
And then Regular Scott will get a taste of reality for those who do not have kids, and this may be his last show too.
So this might be the last time Take It Evers Marvel vs. DC ever goes on air.
Uncle Oz takes over once again.
I don't think anybody wants that. Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to him next time.
Folks, as usual, peace and chicken grease.
And y'all have a good time, because we're going to have a good time until we talk to y'all next time. Peace. I think I got a good topic for next
week. Are you done?
I am now.
Oh, man.
Hey, Siri.
Hey, how may I help you?
Play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
I would ask him, like, what are you doing? Where are you going with this? What are you trying? And he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to be compatible later on down the line.
I think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself, that men date women thinking they're never going to change, and women date men
thinking that they are,
thinking that they can change them.
Relationship Status. New episode every Monday at 12 noon on Defy Life Network.